Well, here we go. Facebook did not want to give me permission to go live, but we are here and welcome to CSI, which stands for Creative Source of Inspiration. And I was inspired to even start this talk show. Hi, my name is Karina. I'm also known as Karina Kojan, and I will be with you this morning for these beautiful moments. Now, I did pop in just a little while ago to let you know that I ended up with a great phone call from a student, and I will get to that bold inspiration. But I want to welcome you all, and everybody take a beautiful, just deep breath. This is a few moments just to be with yourself and honor yourself. You know, there is an expression from Leonardo da Vinci that all of our knowledge has its origins in our perceptions. So as we expand our perceptions, we expand our consciousness and we do raise our vibrations to a higher frequency. In that sphere, this is where inspiration is allowed to come. And with that, all sorts of possibilities open up, right? And we get inspired and ignited by many different things, but the ignition is not just a spiritual ignition. Physically, we get an ignition of endorphins as well. So who doesn't want to feel better in the day? It's just take a few moments to breathe and check in with yourself. And I welcome anybody to take the moments in the morning to start your day off that way. Think of one thing to be grateful for. And then in the evening, close the day out that way too. So as you're in the resting state, your physiology can start working for you in the healing and resting and restoring state. Now, I'm going to give you a little tip, a little simple thing to work with that, you know, we know everything doesn't go kumbaya all the time. So that's no big deal. Life is life. But there's a little sound technology, a chant in Sufi, and it is enunciated, not spelled like, but enunciated as hi, as H-I. So I say when things come a little bit off, stop for a moment and say hi to yourself. Add the rhythm and say it out loud. Hi, 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 hi. What happens with that sounding alone, that if you were in a bad mood or if something really was pulling you down, you will within a couple of minutes just start laughing. And so you're switching everything around, including your physiology. It's not just your mindset. Everything takes over differently. So in the realm of wanting to expand perceptions, try it on. It may be something that you really enjoy. So I want to share with you this wonderful student of mine that she has been doing the breath work, the clarity connection, and all these wonderful things in the course with me. And she decided that she just wanted to sell her house. Doesn't know where she's going, but she put it up for sale. And because of staying present, and so this is why I'm trying to inspire you to start connecting into yourself, as she did the work, as she did the breathing, as she was staying in a state of gratefulness, she did put her house up for sale. The decision became clear. She trusted that she's being guided. And in a week and a half, the house just sold at full asking price. and they're she's gonna now move by the end of the month. So that is a bold trust and inspiration, but she was inspired to do so. And with this, part of her inspiration is that where she lives, her and her daughter wanted to move into a different environment as well. So now she's going to be free to explore parts of those environments before she purchases what she wants up there, and they get to see it. But that brings me to the fact that we are coming up to Mother's Day on May 14th. So Mother's Day, again, I want to expand your perception a little bit. Yes, the day is set aside for biological mothers who are parenting, but it really goes far beyond that. Nurturers stand in as a mothering component, one that embraces, one that supports, one that soothes, one that believes in you as a person. And some people are born to do the parenting part. Some people are there just to come in at that special moment that somebody actually needed to feel heard and feel mothered and embraced. Now, we all have sisters, whether they're biological or they're friends like sisters, and we have so many male components that step in on the feminine realm that help with raising the children. We have aunts, we have grandmothers, we have Mother Gaia, who I want you to think about that as well, because she is the biggest mother that we possibly can have. We are supported and nurtured by her. Because of our atmosphere, because of her, we can breathe, we can exist. The trees, we're symbiotic with them, where they take our toxic CO2s and convert it into oxygen so we can exist. We have the sunlight, we have the breath of fresh air, we have the oceans with negative ion air that invigorates us. So the perspective is a lot broader than just how they try and focus on the holiday as just the mothers, but honor the parenting. So I was inspired with a little idea that everybody loves to receive something. And yes, in this fast-paced world and people are getting emails and stuff, and you don't have a lot of time necessarily to go out and start hunting for cards and this and that. So what if you just took a piece of paper, the simplest form, take a piece of paper, draw a big heart on it, and put a simple message to a person. It can be, I love you. It can be, thank you. It could be, you have made my life. I couldn't think of being in this world without you. It could be a situation that person gave you this love, because that's what motherhood we're talking about, is this immense love, this unconditional love, which is there from the divine for all of us in abundance, and we feel it when we're connected. But isn't it wonderful when we take something and receive it and can touch it in our hands? It doesn't have to be fancy. It can be as simple as taking a blank piece of paper and just putting a heart on it and just putting a little message and taking the moments to actually mail it to somebody. You can even do something a little fancier, that you, on a document, you can find an image that you really like and insert it on there, and you can just print out that paper and write something on it. And if your handwriting isn't so great, you can type on it before you print it, but then sign it with your own name and mail it out. It can be a mail, it can be in a mailbox for a neighbor that has done something wonderful for you. So You have a whole week to consider to give this kind of love out to somebody. And let me tell you, with that type of frequency and vibration that goes with that, you inspire them to just enjoy who they are. And as we really do start to honor ourselves and enjoy who we are, then we start radiating more love. And that is a vibration that has a gratitude with it, a possibility with it, hope with it. So these are just some ideas. And if you want to be a little fancier, and those that understand Canva, which you can get a free account with that, you can do something even fancier. And yes, of course, you can also email that if that is the only fast avenue you can do, or text somebody. But stop before the Mother's Day hits to send something out. And before you release it, okay, stay with it with an intention, with a little prayer for that individual you're sending it off to. You can put spirit into an inanimate object. The Sufi master that I studied with for over 3 decades taught me this when I was doing different forms of jewelry, inanimate objects, angel wings from visitations that I got. There's a lot that is within our control. It's about choice. And I want to inspire you, to empower you to understand that you have a lot more choice than you believe. So with that, we are honoring Mother's Day. And yes, we are celebrating with my wonderful student. I'm not releasing any personal information because I didn't ask ahead of time, but we're just going to overall celebrate in the acceptance and the trust and the faith of your own knowingness. And to help this out, I do have a couple of quick announcements. I will be airing a mini workshop the week of the 15th on Clarity Connection. And then we follow with my beautiful co-host, who could not be here today because she is honoring an aunt of hers who just continued on her journey. And our summit, this will be our 3rd one, and we hope you join us. It's going to be on the 23rd to the 25th, called Faith, Hope, and Love. So that's coming up, and I'll end up posting everything right here in the calendar, but stay tuned because there are many things coming and will continue to come, because we want you to be inspired in life, and the divine wants this for you. This is waiting for you, but sometimes how do you go about it? Keep staying tuned. We will be offering all these different forms of workshops and master classes for you. And I do have the book out there. Let's be clear. You can pick that up. I'm still waiting on the ebook promotion. I'm sorry. I don't know what the delay is yet. I'm trying to find out. But there we have it. So for all the amazing mothers that have embraced such a role of love, and all the nurturers, and all these wonderful people that have become foster parents for these children that the mothers couldn't parent anymore. We celebrate you all. And the ones that adopt, even our wonderful co-host, Sandy, she's been a foster mother for a very long time, and she has adopted 3 of these wonderful children. And on top of it, they're all special in their own diverse abilities, which inspired her to create her company at the same time. So we honor all of you. And even for the ones that have been adopted, like myself, I have two, two incredibly young people out there, Jay and Camilla, and I am their adopted spiritual mother. And so it can happen anyway, but it is about putting out the love and the nurturing. So I inspire you to take moments, just take some moments before Mother's Day and send something out, but put your prayers and put your energy into that. So when somebody receives it, it does uplift them. And guess what? It's going to uplift you too. And when that happens, stay tuned into yourself, because you're going to find something that is going to come and open up for you. We'd love to have you. We'd love to see you. We will be putting this on our YouTube channels, on catch up on all our replays. We will see you on I believe it's the 18th. And we have a special guest at that day, and lovely Sandy will be back with us. Until then, God bless. Stay in gratitude and appreciation, and look for those inspirations, because they really are all around you. Till then.